It's you that bends, my nigga, not the spoon. You gotta be able to exist and flow in every vessel and be water and be fucking antimatter if needed. I ain't gonna try to bend the track or nothing like that. And I'll bend myself and do that. You know what I mean?
Microphone check, 1 2. What is this? It's the 5'7" assassin in the podcast business. I am your host, Rohan Patra, the rap music plug at your service. Here we are again at the end of the rainbow. Some people are just born to be in front of a mic, blessed with such charisma, cultural intellect, and communication prowess that immediately makes listeners hang on their every word. That's the kind of guy who is joining us for this 200th episode of the Rap Music Plug podcast, none other than Richmond, Virginia's own ilkMoney. Silk's commanding mic presence, impossibly malleable flow, and artistic vision has made him one of rap's rising stars from the moment he burst onto the scene as a member of Divine Council, and now firmly in the spotlight as a solo artist. He's given us such dense, rewarding work album after album, and has outdone himself with his latest opus, Who Waters the Wilted Giving Tree. In this episode, we discuss recent comments he's made about Tyler, the Creator, and André 3000 that have caught some attention, his freeform, psychedelic approach to rap, and the inspiration behind his electric and deeply thoughtful new album. Now, before we continue on, I'd be remiss not to share a few quick words about this milestone of 200 episodes, because as much as I've run this thing as a one-man show, I did not get here alone. I wouldn't be here without the patrons whose kind support and genuine engagement in the RMPP community that have powered me through many nights burning the midnight oil, brainstorming, or editing for an episode. I wouldn't be here without all the artists who trusted me to discuss their work and points of view, and I wouldn't be here without each and every one of you who have listened to even one episode of this show. I've had the opportunity to have real conversations with people that I feel make some of the greatest art I've ever heard. It's been an unexpected journey so far and a legitimate dream come true. This is my baby, and I'm blessed to share their 200th day of existence with ilkMoney, who made this one of the most entertaining episodes ever on the RMPP. I hope you enjoy, and thank you so much. The Rap Music Plug podcast, presented by QLC TV, is the remedy to the I don't have anything good to listen to problem. Through in-depth artist interviews, album reviews, and general rap commentary on the best that the underground rap scene has to offer, this is your one-stop shop to knowing what to add to your queue, play next, or pop into your record player. Welcome to the show. ilkMoney, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I'm chilling, man. I'm doing good. Feeling good. Looking good. All that. Yeah.
Fire.
Yes, Lord. Man,
And
it's
you
fun.
know, this is episode 200. I feel super blessed to have you on. You know, you're an artist I feel like I've had a few as of late where like I've as soon as I really start to become a fan, I was like, okay, this is a guy I want to have on at some point when it makes sense. I knew you'd make sick conversation. You're a funny dude. Like you're a really funny guy. You're like entertaining as hell in
Yeah.
everything that you do through social media, through your music, through interview. Have you
Yeah.
always been like a funny, goofy guy? Always been known to be like having a sharp sense of humor growing up?
Yeah, that shit would get me in trouble a lot in school. But definitely, I definitely would say always been a pretty funny dude. You know what I mean? Not no funny style nigga, but a funny dude.
That's funny. Yeah, like it's a I always like wonder with the some of the subject matter that you have in your music, it's so varied. Like what do you what's your like go-to things to do when you're not like making music or listening to music? Like what kind of, media or, movies, TV, like what do you usually spend your time on?
I'm one of those niggas that's like you know you I'm one of those niggas where it's like you are what you eat, you are what you you are who you hang around, and you are what you consume. So if I'm not listening to music, and I try to just I try to take everything that I'm consuming, whether it's music or movies, videos, documentaries, or whatever. I try to just kind of take everything as like a research, almost as if I'm always researching, even if I'm fucking watching a like I remember this one day, like I just was in the crib and I was like, fuck it, man. I'm gonna watch every single movie with Bow Wow in it. And remember I just sat in the crib and I just watched like 10 movies straight with just Bow Wow in it. If he was in it, I watched that motherfucker. And I don't know, I love movies. I love everything I grew up on. This I just felt like all of that shit was just so instrumental into defining me. As like I said, like you just are what you consume, and I just like like I look at my brain like that episode of fucking you remember the episode of SpongeBob when it was just like it was like 50 little SpongeBob's in his brain,
Mm,
and every SpongeBob had a task. Like one, like
yeah.
and all of his memories are just like in a file cabinet. Just and every little SpongeBob is just digging through the file cabinet and go, I got it right here. That's kind of how my mind works. That's like it's like 100 me's in my head, all working different computers and file cabinets and shit. Just digging in the recesses of my mind to find inspiration.
That's so funny. Because yeah, like I mean, we're it's something we'll talk about a little later with how you write, but you just it gives us so much color to your rhymes because like, a lot of artists can talk about like yourself, you touch on political subject matter, you touch on, just kind of random humorous stuff, all in between emotional things. But it's
Yeah.
like the niche references you make are just so fucking like specific, and for people who know that reference they really get what you mean, and it hits like so much harder. It's like
Yeah.
it's some of my favorite kinds of not only like music but just like art. Like
Yeah,
I love people who like make the listener do some digging, or
for sure.
it's not just surface
And
level.
that's who I do it for. And I know a lot of times it'll, like I was talking to my I was talking to my manager and the nigga was like, yo, Anthony Fantano did a review of your shit, right? I said, nigga, no, he didn't. I said that was the needle drop, nigga. I said it's different. And I read this bullshit ass write up from from this shit. And the motherfucker was like, yo, Silk Money's back with a new album. And it's in all caps this time. And I was like, what
What?
the fuck? And then I continued to read, and he was like, and yo, he's got this one part on the album where he says he can rap and say T's like Kendrick. And he does it. That was the literal review of the album. I was like, like, get this bullshit the fuck out of here.
That's so
So
funny.
you got those niggas who only see those. Oh shit, he said he could rap like Kendrick, and then you got those niggas who I do it for that that peep the bars where I'm like you went to get them short ribs out the kitchen and never made it back to the dining room. I sat with your mama by the yams and cried while fixing me another scoop.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? So it got those you got those niggas who want that real surface level that want to be kind of uh wheelchaired through bars, and then you got those niggas who kind of go, "Oh shit, yeah," and that's what I do it for sure.
Absolutely. And yeah, you're on the heels of this new all caps album. And
Yeah,
it's funny.
right.
Like that's one of the definitely one of the first things I when I first heard of your music and tapped in as Silk Money, like these album titles, these song titles. This one's "Who waters the wilting giving tree once the leaves dry up and fruits no longer bear." It's it's definitely something that catches your eye. Like, what inspired these kind of ways of titling your shit?
I feel like I talk too much, so I always try to. I remember nigga back in the day was like, he told me, he was like, Murph, you a smart nigga, but sometimes you talk too much. And every year, my New Year's resolution is to shut the fuck up more. Sometimes I just feel like I just be talking too much, but in my mind, I'm just like a thought to me is like a Weber graph. Like I'll think of something and then it branches off to a bunch of other things, and then it'd be hard for me to just title something one word because it took a lot of thought to convey this fucking song. So it'd be hard for me to just call some shit like uh like just some, I don't know, some one word shit, because the entire song I wrote is a thought that I'm conveying in such detail. Shit, I might as well give a title that embodies the same. Like for example, on the album, and then I know, like I said, a lot of times I feel like a lot of niggas think that I'm just spamming words together and just it don't really mean anything. But like I said, for example, on the $400 cheeseburger, uh, from the window shopper video was just a Big Mac. That was just, that was a real thought that I had when I was on the phone with Frank, and just talking to that nigga about just old 50 and shit. Because
Mm.
a lot of times it's just me just talking to my niggas, just conversations, and me applying it to music. And um I was talking to him and I was like, man, because we was just talking about like videos that we just remember that was just embedded in our brains from when we were kids. And I'm big 50 fan, like I love G Unit. So I remember when the window shopper video dropped and I was sitting on my living room floor just looking up at the TV watching that shit. And one of my, because I love Mobb Deep too. Like I'm a Prodigy, I'm a Havoc fan. Like I love Mobb Deep. And I remember the scene when Prodigy and Havoc pop up and they chilling, they got the milkshake or whatever, and then it turns to this like this little this little thing that's like serving burgers, and the burger's like $400, and them niggas go, damn. And I always remember that shit because I was like, damn, I'm like, yo, I want the $400 burger when I get older. When I get older, when I get money, because that was, we always see the videos when niggas got the cars, the bitches, the jewelry.
Yeah.
That was money to me. Go $400 on the burger, damn, nigga, god damn. So I always wanted that shit. And this nigga Frank was like, yo, that shit was $400? And I was like, yeah, fact. So me and this nigga, we went back and watched the video together. And then it get to the scene where you see the burger, and I'm like, nigga, is that a fucking Big Mac? And it blew my mind because with my younger eyes, the burger looked more grandiose. Like it looked like a fucking like it just looked like something more magnificent than what it actually was. And then getting older and seeing that, man, this motherfucker just a Big Mac, it kind of it kind of disappointed you, but it also was like, damn, nigga, I had the $400 burger this whole time. Like I always had the $400 burger. You know what I'm saying? My mom bought me the $400 burger mad times, nigga, when we go to McDonald's. If that's what the $400 burger is, so that's
That's
why my
funny.
titles is what it is, because it's just hard to just convey such intimate thought with just one or two words.
Yeah, you're so intentional with your music. Like it's so clear that every word, I mean, even just the way you release music, like you're not a loosey artist. You don't just drop shit on SoundCloud out of nowhere, out of context. Like, and that's something I respect. Everybody has their own style, but for me personally, like that's how I prefer to listen to music is albums. Like
Yeah,
if an artist I love
same.
has a single, I'm like, all right, sick. I'll listen to it maybe once and I'll be like, I'll wait for the album. Like
Exactly.
I don't really even care that much. It's just doesn't move me. But a
Yeah.
full statement, you always come with a very specific intention with all of your records, and I appreciate that a lot.
Man,
Um,
thank you, dearly. I truly appreciate that. That's all I'm trying to do, and is just be as intentional as I possibly can. I don't, like I said, I don't have a vault. Like anything. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I got one right now because I'm just on go. But it's I wouldn't really say it's a vault because every song that I got right now is for another album.
mhm.
So I just don't do vaults. I don't do none of that shit. Everything I make is with the intention of of to go towards or is with the intention of cohesion and to go towards an album that will be presented. And then like I said, like I'm weird at how my process is. Like I write every fucking thing. Like I won't record until I've written everything. Um like Given Tree, the Attack of the Future Shot, Get the Fuck Off My Dick, I Hate My Life, all of those albums, I didn't touch the studio until every song was written.
Oh
And
wow.
I had the beat and I had the samples that I wanted to put in them already mapped out and time stamped and all of that bullshit. So I don't touch the studio until every single song is written. And then I get in there and I lay it down.
Interesting. Interesting. And
Yeah.
on this topic of the song titles, you know, it reminds me of and the album titles. It reminds me of those recent comments you made about two artists that have been, you know, connected to you earlier in your career and collaborated with, and Andre 3K and Tyler the Creator.
Yeah.
And so, you know, to provide some context for the listener, for those unaware, like a few weeks ago, you posted on socials, you know, saying that you felt like Andre ripped off that idea of the long descriptive song titles on his New Blue Sun album. And then also Tyler right after that about the flow and songwriting cadence of one of your biggest hits, My Potnadum, and on Mominum off his the new album, I'm forgetting the title. And now that
Yeah.
some time's passed, you know, your initial gut reaction has been digested. I'm curious to unpack that a bit more because, like, as you as an independent artist, seeing artists of this stature, these resources, stealing your ideas without any credit, particularly ones that you've collaborated with in the past, like, does that remind you maybe of the power of your influence as a creator and you take it as a form of flattery, or do you just feel frustrated because you as an indie artist are getting their creativity co-opted by other artists, you know, that are more locked in with the industry machine?
I won't say that it's something that I'm frustrated with. I be flattered by that shit. It just be it be the moment sometimes I be in the crib like nigga, am I crazy? Am I crazy? Like am I crazy for thinking this? And then, sometimes it be those moments in the crib where I'm like, nah. And then it'll be some shit that's just kind of too dead on. And I seen a lot of niggas talking about, oh, yo, Silk stole that shit from rich kids. Nigga, suck my motherfucking dick, pussy, nigga. You bitch. Fuck you, nigga. But straight up, yeah, nigga, I said my partner them. Nigga, them songs don't sound anything alike.
I heard
So
that. I saw that
suck my
same one too.
motherfucking dick, you hoe ass niggas with no sonics in your ears. Bitch. That's my response to that. But as far as Andre, man, he know what it is. You know what I'm saying? That nigga tell you what it is. And I think it's not so much my frustration that they do it. I think my gripe is that they don't tell you what inspired it. And I'm not sitting here saying, oh, I'm the first nigga with long titles. I'm the only nigga that did that. That's not what I'm saying. I know where Buddy got it from. It's like a nigga like it's like niggas think a nigga like me could just reach out to Andre or reach out to a nigga like Tyler and be like, yo, let's work. These is niggas that holla at me. I can't. Who the fuck? I didn't even think that nigga Andre got a motherfucking phone, nigga. What the
Yeah.
fuck? How the fuck I'm supposed to holla at that nigga? You know what I'm saying? So these is niggas that holla at me for whatever reason they want to holla at me or get in the studio with me or make music or songs with me for whatever reason. So I don't know what that is. I'm not those people. I don't know with their purpose of wanting to, you know, work with a nigga like Silk Money. I don't know, but I'm not I'm not an idiot, nigga. Like I know what my fingerprints is on something a little bit. God damn, nigga. Yeah. That's all the nigga saying. So that's why I even said on the album, even before the mom and them bullshit, why I said, Andre three houses down, he stole my bike. Personifying this rap game as like this cul-de-sac, this neighborhood we all live in. I go outside to ride my bike. I see Andre. He riding that motherfucker all the way up and down the street. I say, fuck it, man. Fuck it. Bike gone. Fuck it. I go ride the kite. I go fly the kite. Motherfucker gone. I see that nigga, Tyler, the neighbor, already got that bitch up in the sky doing his thing with it. So I'm gonna get a different toy. I'm gonna get that pistol, nigga, and I'm gonna go get all that shit back. Cause I mean, it's like if I sit here and just let a motherfucker, because and then it's like it'd be a lot of reasons why a lot of those big time niggas will do shit, not just to me or any motherfucker that they take from. It's because they know a motherfucker won't say anything, and if he do, he look crazy.
Mm.
You look like mad rapper. You look insane. Yo, why would he take from you, nigga? What the fuck? Why wouldn't he take from a nigga that no one really has any knowledge of and present it as his own? I mean, like they say that all the time. The best artists steal, and it is what it is. I mean, it's is what it is. I
It's just
had I had all the Tyler the Creator fans talking about you stupid nigger. He'd never take from your ugly black ass nigger. I said, okay. Thought that was cool.
I
But I
feel
had
like
a
people didn't even know that, like, a lot of those people don't even like, I mean, people would say this anyway, but I feel like the audacity to act like you're crazy when you guys literally have made music, like directly made music together. It's one thing if you're just a guy that why would he know him? Like they've made fucking music together. Like that's
yeah.
pretty obvious. And I do
I
feel
got I
like
got
the
songs with
similarity
Duke
is
that I
obvious
got
to
songs
me.
with Duke that didn't come out. Like I'm like, and it is what it is. It's like I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't give a fuck to have any of those niggas define who I am. All respect. Like I said, I appreciate the moment that them niggas gave me, but them niggas should appreciate the moment I gave them as well. Them niggas reached out and them niggas wanted to do what they did with me because of the validity of me. Nigga, I'm that motherfucking nigga. Straight up. I don't even do all that. Man, them niggas holler because they know I'm that motherfucking nigga. Straight up, nigga, I ain't had no money for them niggas. I ain't had no connect. I ain't had nothing to offer them niggas but bores. Nathan. So
And I'm glad you brought up that those lines from the record because this is before obviously I listened to the album and then this Tyler record comes out and then you make your statements like I was curious about that and that's just what's funny because it's like oh has this actually been something that's happened to you in the past either with
yeah.
these guys or otherwise and it's an interesting thing I wasn't even aware of.
I had a brief conversation with Buddy. Uh
At what point after his record came out or before all this?
after his shit came out.
Oh,
And
okay.
he I'm laughing because the shit funny, man. The shit just funny to me. Um I'm not no snitch nigga, so I wasn't gonna put no screenshots out of no conversation me and this nigga had, but do you think, baby? Shouts out y'all niggas, man.
Yeah,
That's
we
all that's
could
all that's all I'll say.
yeah, yeah, we could leave it at that, but I
We'll just
mean,
leave it at that.
yeah.
That's fair, Khalil. I'm here with Khalil Blues. That's fair to leave it at that, bro. Or leave it at that. Yeah,
Okay.
leave it at that. Leave it at that.
All right, so if we move past, actually moving kind of like going in way back in the past for a second, like I understood that around 16 is when you really started to make music and really take a focus with it after you left high school. Uh, didn't feel like there was many kind of places for you to go, and rap just kind of made sense for you to focus on. And I just know as myself because I feel like we're actually very similar in age. Like I'm a year older than you.
Yeah.
And I know that feeling in your late teens, early 20s, how pivotal that is to like your maturation process, to how you grow, how
Yeah.
you see the world. So like how did creating hip hop music and really kind of just funneling your energy on that give you some form of like purpose or direction at such a pivotal time, help you mature as a young man?
Because it felt like I was working towards something. Like I think at that age, like when you drop out of fucking school and all you doing is selling dope and then like I said, I, I'm dealing with like an addiction at the same time. Like I'm geeked up every day. I'm selling dope. I'm dropping out of school. I'm not doing nothing but disappointing my mother. So it gets to a point where you're like, dog, I gotta do something, man. And and then it's just like I said, being real with yourself, going, damn, nigga, what you good at? The fuck are you good at, dog? Uh, and I had to just kind of I had to do some process of elimination and be like, nigga, ain't too many things you gonna really. It's like I said, man. I tried basketball and quit that. I tried karate and quit that. I was a quitter nigga. I was a nigga that I never finished nothing. So I had to get to a point where like, bro, you got to start something. You need to finish it, my nigga. And like I said, a nigga wasn't too good at too many things besides selling dope and putting bars together. So I had to think of which one would give me the best longevity, and I went with putting bars together.
I mean, it's also pretty interesting that you're saying, you were someone who could never finish what you started early on, but yet now in music,
Yeah,
I feel like you've almost flipped that. Like, and what I mean by that is like the way you release music. Like, you
yeah,
don't just throw a song out where maybe you were thinking about putting on an album and you're like, I just didn't get to it, or I was like, just couldn't
yeah.
focus and finish. Like, you've actually flipped that entirely to where you're like dialed the fuck in and
Oh yeah.
you complete shit. Like, you release only
Oh
complete
yeah.
statements. And
Yeah.
that's growth right there. Like, for
Yeah,
real.
for
Like, it's pretty
sure.
fascinating how you did that.
For sure. Like I said, being a completionist is like a real like goal of mine. Like I want to like if I start something, I want to finish it, and even a lot of times how you start ain't how you finish, and it could be a good or a bad thing, however you look at it. But yeah, yo, I was one of them niggas that I was one of them niggas with a idle mind too much. They say idle mind is the devil's playground. All I had was too much to do. I'm from Richmond, Virginia, my nigga. It's not too much to do there besides get high, get in trouble, or get a fucking job, go to the military, go to school. Like it's not too many things to motherfucking do to bide your time when you aren't at work or at school. Like my nigga, it's like nigga, you gonna get into some bullshit depending on who you fucking kicking it with, dog. For real. And depending on what your hunger like, how your stomach feeling that day.
Mm. I mean, like shortly after this moment, you once you did commit yourself to rap, like your career quickly accelerated with Divine Council. You got signed to Epic. But as you've been vocal in your music and in your past interviews or whatever, this was a time where it gave you some real firsthand experience to just how exploitative and just how kind of just like lacking in care the music industry and big labels can be at times. And I know, like, with the rise of streaming, other economic factors, like making a living off music is, it's few and far in between. It's a difficult thing to achieve.
That shit damn near impossible these days, man.
Yeah. And for you personally as an artist, like how have you been able to kind of be so you know, be so strong in your integrity, maintain your creative freedom, stay strong, still with that, yet still trying to balance, taking care of your basic needs and financial stability, because I can imagine they come in conflict pretty often. Like, how have you been able to kind of stay strong in that respect?
My honest answer of how I've been able to keep such control of over and how I've been able to maintain so much control and be so keep as much artistic, keep all my artistic integrity, and just kind of just be like, yo, life be so SpongeBob, dog. I say that because like it's always this moment where you could just be like, yo, remember that episode of SpongeBob? Where it's like I be I be like that episode of SpongeBob when that nigga Mr. Krabs gambled that nigga to Plankton. And that nigga Plankton was like, nigga, you gonna make a Krabby Patty? And that nigga was like, nah, I don't really feel like it. So I'm able to kind of, I guess, be that way because of honest answer. It's money. It's paper. I got paper. I ain't gonna lie. I got a little paper, man. So I'm like, I don't have to move on the need of paper.
Hmm.
I don't have to. I don't have to fucking be like, yo, we gotta do this to get that paper. We gotta hurry up. We gotta get that paper. I'm like, I'm chilling.
That's good.
Like
I mean, hey,
that's an honest answer.
that's the honest answer
I
that
got a
people need to
little
see.
capital, and I'm not the richest. I'm not the richest at all. I pay my taxes. Do what the fuck I need to do. Uh, my credit score, mwah, marvelous,
Beautiful,
like a
beautiful.
motherfucker.
Very important. Very
You know what I
important.
mean? Uh, I just uh, I got a little capital that allows me to not be held down by the restraints of financialness. That even is a fucking word.
I don't know
I'm
if it
just
is, but I think I get
yeah.
I think I get what
You
you
dig
mean.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
I'm just a lot of niggas do shit because they got to. I
And
don't do shit. I don't do shit I don't want to do. And I'm able to do that because got a little paper.
it's
And
important to
that's
share that and be honest, because like, artists listen to this too, and they wonder sometimes how people are able to move a certain
man, like
way.
I was just talking to my niggas
Yeah.
last night, man. And I won't go too crazy into that. Nick Khalil already shaking his fucking head. But you know what I'm saying? I was talking about RZA, and like I said, I could never be the Abbott. I could never be the Abbott because in order to be the Abbott, like you gotta be this nigga who dangles information in front of your niggas like a fucking steak. That's the Abbott. That's the only reason you the Abbott, in my opinion. Oh shit, I'm bugging. I'm tripping. Oh shit, I'm crazy. I'm going crazy. Whatever. Um, because I'm like, eh, that was why RZA was the Abbott, man. That nigga got to the information first, and then he was able to take the information and piece it out to niggas, and only give a little bit. But when it was
Mm,
time to get more, he was like, "No, I'm the Abbott God. So when you gotta talk to the moon, done, and then you got when the moon talk back, the moon gonna say like, yo, you gonna shine brighter when it's in the daytime, dog. Know what I mean? So he don't really tell you shit. I'm not the Abbott, nigga. I will break that shit down, nigga. I will tell you everything, nigga. For real, nigga. I ain't hiding shit.
that's
Yeah.
good. We need that. We need that for real.
So nigga the Abbott because he hide the information from niggas, nigga.
And speaking of SpongeBob's, another that SpongeBob thing you referenced earlier about having all the 50 SpongeBob's in your head kind of doing shit. One of your, in my opinion, one of your gifts as an artist is this ultra descriptive way you write, because you're able to talk about really complex ideas that are often abstract, bouncing from like absurdity, some crazy cosmic imagery, some really specific political critique. You do it all like within verse, within bars, and like
Yeah.
have some niche internet, like some cultural event thing that you reference. It's all like very fascinating.
Yeah.
And when I dig into that more, it reminds me of that SpongeBob thing just because of how you're able to kind of pull from all these little sectors in your brain. And you said in a recent interview with Dylan Green on Real Notes, shout out to
My
them.
dog. Shout out to Dylan,
Yeah,
man.
the
My man.
best, the best.
Hell yeah.
You said that you wanted to be as freeform as possible on this new album. Why
Yeah.
was this an ambition of yours? Like, why is this type of writing so rewarding or interesting for you?
That shit just feel good when you just like exist outside the confines of it's like it's sometimes hip hop be like it just seemed formulaic. Like it's just very linear. And I hate linear shit, man. Like I'm one of them niggas like I'm one of them niggas like bro, I fuck with Fallout. Like that's my shit. I fuck with Fallout for the simple fact that that shit not linear. Like I could go and be level 100 before I even do level 1 because all I did was side quests. All I did was explore areas that I wasn't even able to reach yet because I don't have the certain level or I didn't spec into this certain skill yet. I don't like linear shit. Like I like to just break free from shit. It's like it's so many. It's like music. There's so many ways to do that shit. That's pretty much it, honestly. Like it's just it's just me being mentally revolting against the formulaic way that music is normally made.
That's
Just be
facts.
like, nah, do it this way. This is me in my head going, nah, do it this way, do it that way. Don't do it like that. Try to, bend this shit. Like I said on what was it, Eddie Murphy Golden Child hat when I said it's you that bends, nigga, not the spoon. You gotta
Yeah.
be the, you know what I mean?
That's
You
one of
gotta
the
be,
hardest lines of
you
like
know what I mean,
that's
baby?
when I became like a real
Come
fan, like a
on.
big fan. I was like, whoa,
and
this
and
guy's
and and
crazy.
for real, and that's all it is. It's you that bends, my nigga, not the spoon. It's you gotta be the you gotta be able to exist and flow in every vessel and be water and be just fucking antimatter if needed. You know what I mean? Just that's the best way I could put that shit is I try to be all encompassing and be the and be the one that bends and instead of trying to bend the spoon, me bending it. I ain't gonna try to bend the track or nothing like that. And I'll bend myself and do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do it really well. Like I find it so rewarding because I literally don't know where any song is gonna go, even midway through the song, or you can just kind of go in a different direction. But it still has that cohesion where like it makes sense. And that's one of the other things like I appreciate about music. There's always this element of psychedelia, both in the rhymes, the music that you source as production. It's this psychedelic packaging that I feel gives your music the ability to be so freewheeling.
Yeah.
Um, and and so like how do you see psychedelia as like a useful lens in your art to deliver messaging, emotion with such lucid clarity and color?
Um. I mean, one, cause I actually deal with that shit. I actually do the shrooms that I say that I do. Like I actually am trying to unlock and explore those deeper recesses of my mind with hallucinogens sometimes, and not even just so much that from a standpoint of not even just doing this shit. I took 2 years off of rap to grow mushrooms. Me and my nigga Fino Peasley, my bro Nick, we sat in the crib doing mycology in the fucking kitchen, inoculating shit with with needles that we sharpened with whetstones and shit, and buying cases of isopropyl. Just
Damn.
really, yeah,
Man, you went deep in it. That's awesome.
nah, for real. And I just love that shit. I love that. Like I said, when I went through that moment when I needed to figure out what I wanted to do and what I wanted to be and where I wanted to go, I had a real bad Molly addiction. I was a fucking junkie. I ain't gonna lie. And I remember I did mushrooms once, and I never did Molly again. And it literally yanked me out of that shit, and it saved me wholeheartedly. Cause I don't know where, and I always say, I always say, I'm appreciative and I'm thankful to still be as intelligent and still be as mentally aware as I am throughout all the drugs that I've done in my life. Cause I remember I was watching Weeds one time when I was a little nigga, and that motherfucker was talking about how, every time you do MDMA, it was like taking like an ice cream scoop out of your brain, which is not
Mm,
true. I would literally have no brain left if that was true. But I appreciate more than what it did for me, deeper than a high. You know what I'm saying? It was therapeutic for me. I deal with migraines a lot. Like my whole left side of my brain feels like it's dying sometimes. And every now and then I do mushrooms, and it completely, like the brain is like a fucking computer. And as we know, with like a computer or a phone or everything, you can't keep a computer or any technology on all day long, all the time.
yeah.
And when I do mushrooms, it's like I'm refreshing my brain and releasing all of these mental toxins that I can't release any other way. It's legitimately medicine. It is. And yeah, it can, and just like all medicine, it can be abused like a narcotic, but
Hmm.
simply it's therapeutic retreat. It's mental vacation. It's the 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 mental computer reset. It's all of that shit, and it helps you to kind of, it's like clearing the cookies out your brain,
Hmm.
like clearing out your cache of all that bullshit, and realigning your focus and all of those things. So that shit is it's been a lot for me specifically, for sure. Like that shit is powerful, especially when you think about the fact that, our humans, like we innately have DMT in us
Hmm.
already. That's how we dream. That's how we, that's when a nigga about to die, you be like, oh, my whole life flashed before your eyes. Nah, nigga, you all that DMT, doggy. That shit just went ooh right quick.
Hmm.
And it's like a way to communicate with your higher self, communicate with your past self, your future self, all of those. Man, I could go on and on. Like I said, I talk too fucking much. I can go
No,
on and
man, this
on
is so
and
fascinating.
on
Like
and on 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 and on.
it's interesting because like the way you make these associations, like we were saying, between all these like seemingly unrelated things in your music, like that's the type of like seeing that mental connective tissue between all those ideas is something that people do describe that they
Yeah,
see when they're on these
yeah,
kinds of psychedelics. And so it's like it's very natural. And then the fact that it had this impact on you, not just like as a a musician, which is obviously sick, but like more
yeah.
importantly as a human and got you out of a bad place. Like that's awesome, man. Like
Hell yeah,
respect to you to be able to kind of get off like a
yeah,
some dangerous shit.
for
Yeah.
sure. Because when I was 16 off that shit. I remember I told myself, I was like, damn, nigga, you dropped out of school, you sell drugs, you do drugs, and you rap. You wildin'. Get right, baby.
And all that, yeah, it's that $400 cheeseburger track where like you talk about how you love psychoanalyzing your life and like that kind of
Yeah,
thing is so obvious in your music, like on all of your tracks, just the way
yeah.
you describe things again, which is just like, very, very fascinating. Pardon the interruption, but if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe, like the video, and hit the bell as well. And if you're checking this out on podcast platforms, please follow the show, leave a rating, leave a review if possible. This will help the algorithm do its thing and get more people tapped in. Thank you so much. Now back to the show. And another special trait I find in your music is like on that, especially shown on that first track, the intro on the new album, is that you have a really elastic flow despite being very verbose and wordy in your rhymes,
Hmm.
where like you can kind of rip that beat in different ways. It's very visceral, it's very catchy. And
Yeah.
I feel like because I would say you rap very fast, right? But you exemplified the difference between rapping fast and being able to like also stop and start, adjust your flow, make
Hmm.
it pop with rhythm. Like
Yeah.
my analogy is like you're like a great route runner as a wide receiver versus like
Mm.
a wide
Gangster.
receiver who can like a track star who can run really fast because those
Mm.
guys are functionally useless most of the time
Yeah.
because they can't actually do shit. They can't stop and start. They have very bad route running, but you know,
Mm.
you're the package complete package as a receiver. You can build the whole passing attack around. I'm a big football fan, so like
That's beautiful,
I
bro.
love analogies like that. Yeah.
I'm not my man, my engineer, my brother Maul, he's sports dude. So
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm
I wish
always I
he
love the sports references. It just
yeah,
always I love that shit.
definitely.
Yeah.
I do him, I say him when I know him, but I'm not a sports ass nigga for sure.
Yeah. But you
But
can yeah, you
that was
can
such a gangster ass like way to put that shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause even my bro Nick was saying some shit like that on a lot of this new shit that I'm laying down right now. He was like, "Dog, you just your flow is insane at this point. How you are able to go is like exactly how you described it. Go extremely fast and then stop and then kind of teeter on the on the cusp of very fast and then slowing it
hmm
back down and shit like that. It's like I ain't gonna lie, nigga be feeling like I. I be feeling like I'm manipulating time, like when I do it like that, like I be, like I feel like an hourglass when I rap.
That's awesome. Yeah, because you can build like a whole song, a whole album around your skill set versus you
Yeah,
just being able to do one thing, you can do many. And like that's
exactly.
what makes the songwriting so snappy. It's something that like really I feel like was popping like crazy. It's always been in your music, but it was really popping like crazy on the last album and then this
Yeah, but
album it just
that's one thing I was gonna say. Like that's why first song on the last album I called it Dodecahedron, because the dodecahedron it exists in it's a shape that exists in multiple dimensions. It can exist in a 2D dimension and in a 3D dimension at the same time. For it exists in all dimensions. It's multiple shapes all at once while being its own completely other entity. So that's why I called it, dodecahedron, because a nigga feel like the dodecahedron of this shit, man. I exist in all universes. You know, I exist in all dimensions.
That's fire. Yeah, and like I feel like that makes for these songs to have such like earworms. On damn near every song there's always this like either it's the chorus or just some part in the verse where it's just like caught in your your mind like
Yeah,
immediately. And
most definitely.
like how do you think about the concept of like making a song quote unquote catchy when you write? Like is there an intentional aspect of like you kind of because you're very calculated, right? Like you said you write everything before. Like are you saying it out loud and you're like, nah, this isn't like I need this to pop. I need people to be get this in their, their head constantly after they hear it. Like, how does that work for you when it comes to the songwriting?
I definitely strategize that. I feel like I'm always like I should be talking about Giving Tree. I should be talking about Giving Tree, but I'm like, yeah, that last album. But even on One Glazed and One with the Jelly Filled Nucleus, where I'm like, yo, I think they want to hook nigga, fuck that shit. I ain't got one. I'm like, sometimes it's like, yeah, yo, I will strategically craft a hook or strategically craft a cadence so that it's like if I only gave the medicine, you wouldn't want it. It's like if I didn't make the shit be a Flintstones gummy sometimes, my nigga, you wouldn't want the shit. You would never, it's hard to deliberately digest what's good for you.
hmm
So I gotta do it in a way where you think you getting that bullshit, but you not. You know what I mean? So because I could make some shit where it's like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? Like I can make some shit where you can completely, but I don't want to be condescending with the knowledge that I give. Like
hmm
I want you to learn it still. Like I still want you to give and understand, get an understanding of what I'm saying. Like on fuck baby, you just so sexy when you terrified. Like I'm not even like wilding on this shit when you really think about it. Like I'm telling you what it is. Artificially intelligent blackface crackers saying, nigga, I done seen it all. T1000 mimic features of the bitches you laid your secrets on. Chromosome 6 deletion. No DNAs, no fears, no needs to sleep or eat shit. You felt Vic and got chipped. MK Ultra melted your mind and turned it to bean dip. Extended my olive branch and you snapped it off. You let Lambda become your god after his sentiments became sentient with blasphemous asking thought. Planting influence with carefully clasped balls and extracting what was installed all back into my apparatus I crafted for capturing souls. But the data wasn't sufficient to add to my daughter, the planets, my children, I rapture the stars. The whole world is a phase, the final cast of carbon on according to phase. All that remains is extracting your adrenal plasma when endorphins is raised. Your fear alone is enough to turn me on. My cerebral cortex and broken and raised, singing hopefulness and jovial bestow flow from your veins, restoring my age. Sounds like a lot of hoopla. I'd raise my aim to shoot God, but I'm the one on the other side of Nimbus using moons to move tides. Oh, baby. Like, I'm talking to you. I'm not really.
No, yo, when you said the it sounds like a lot of hoopla, I almost forgot that was still in the song. Like I
Yeah.
thought you were trying to talk to me now. Like
But
that's
that's the
crazy.
thing.
That's
I get
crazy.
everything that's
Yeah.
why I said that.
Yeah.
And mind you, man, shouts out, and that goes back to when I say life be SpongeBob. That's from SpongeBob. Uh with the episode when SpongeBob can I make a Krabby Patty now? And every time the nigga it was like sounds like a lot of the motherfucker be like hoopla, and then he hit the motherfucker with a brick. Like, shut up, nigga. The fuck up. So it's like, yeah, it sounds like everything I said is a bunch of gibberish, hot hoopla bullshit. You know what I mean? But I'm speaking to you like I'm literally not even trying to be condescending with the messages that I'm trying to tell you, or I'm I be trying. I'm like a walkthrough rapper. I'm walking you through shit. Yeah, I probably got some shit that go over your head, and you might have to be a certain age, or you might have to be a certain level of in tune to really understand. But I'm everything that I mentioned, I explain as I mention it.
In a lot of detail, like in a lot of detail, and that's what I really appreciate about the way you write. Because I find even when like after a few listens, I find I mostly get it, which is not, I even a lot of great artists I like. Sometimes it takes a lot longer, and
Yeah,
it's or I may never get it because it's just a little too obtuse. But
yeah,
with this new album, the idea that I want to get into is this idea of the giving tree, which is a key inspiration and theme of the record. And given the ambiguity of the book itself and the theme, where some find it on one hand, heartwarming, a story of unconditional love, while
yeah,
others find it to be kind of sad about how
yeah,
people
and
can be
dark
exploited.
and yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
And like I wonder
exactly.
why did this idea of the giving tree resonate with you so deeply, and in this context, like who's the boy, who's the tree in this metaphor, and how did that identification shape your writing on the album?
What a given tree is me. Like I said on Numinal Ultra Microscopic Silicovolcanoconiosis, which is the first song. It's me describing myself as the tree the whole time. May my roots shatter concrete underneath the feet of whoever tried to harm me. Blood on my leaves, flood to the seas, leaving at bay. At bay would weathered my bark to my cambium ring. Through these pastures so far, but still close enough, I'm across arm's reach. Without the days it rained, I would have decayed from rays and never sprouted to my tallest peak. It can't all be peach. The fruit bore more bitter than lemon, but darker than coffee beans. Telepathically, interacting speech with all flora in parts of the galaxy. Flora is all plant life.
Hmm.
From the palms from the palms in the streets to the banyans in South Asia resembling my lengthened feet to my locks, my all-around being and all of my darkest features. Crazy what keeps me alive once died, described as my heart beneath my xylem seems aboricutarilis. Arbitrarily arbiter auctioning off all of my style and seed. This the same apple that put the white bitch into eternal sleep. This the same stump that introduced the curb to a cracked skull and smashed out all of his pearly teeth. I'm the tree. I'm literally explaining the cabium ring, the xylem seam. These are all the anatomy parts of the tree. The leaves, the
Hmm.
roots, the cambium ring, the xylem. These are all the pieces of the anatomy structure of the tree. Just me defining it as myself, personifying myself as that. It's the same apple that put the fruit bore, all of it. I'm the motherfucking tree. The fruit bore more bitter than lemon, but darker than coffee beans. It's the same apple that put the white bitch into eternal sleep. It's the same stomp, the tree stomp that introduced the curve to a cracker skull and smashed out all of his pearly teeth. You motherfuckers could only dream of offering me, wake you up out your slumber with the sawed off at 3 like the doctor did dollar bill to pocket that 60 G's. You know what I'm saying?
And is
And
the are you giving in this context as the treat to who? To hip hop?
to everything
To everything?
that I've
Okay.
ever given to hip hop. Like I said, I in my instance, yeah, to hip hop, to my friends, my family, my every and all that makes me what I am. If I don't give my all to it, then I'm giving none of myself to it in any degree. If I give half of myself to something, if I give a quarter of myself to something, I didn't really give my all to it. So any and everything with my involvement, I give my all in. Man, that was a ball right there. Bam. You know what I'm saying? It's not so much a woman or, it could be that. It could be maybe I'm personifying the woman as hip hop. Maybe I'm personifying the woman as just everything that I've given everything to that has taken from me and sailed out. And I got to be cool with it. So, hell yeah.
That's a kind of mindfulness too, and like just as like a that's like true detachment from, you know, validation for being a good person, for being kind, for being loving. It's like
Exactly.
a very important message, I think, and I really do love it how you kept that theme throughout the whole album. Like there's several songs where you'll bring up back that kind of imagery of the tree. I think on First I Give Up, it's like when I fall down, will it make sense in the ongoing like
Yeah,
weaving in the tree theme, like, and you're bringing in
exactly.
that like whatever that analogy or metaphor of like when a tree falls in the forest, does anybody hear? I don't know. You know what that one is like
Yeah.
referencing it, and it's just really cool how you do that. And so like in your opinion, you feel like this you take the positive interpretation or the more yeah, I guess the more positive interpretation of that book where it's like that's the beautiful thing
Mm,
of creating or of giving unconditionally
think
or no?
no, I would say it's both. I would
Okay.
say it's both. You've got the good of giving, where I say, will I ever be all that I am if I give me all away? That's I would say, you might could say that's a neutral feeling of giving. I feel like I try to embody every emotion that it feels to give. I Some songs I felt selfish on. Some songs I felt like I gave more than what I should have gave. Some
Mm.
songs I feel like I gave just enough. Yeah, I think both can be interpreted just like the book. Some people see it as, oh, I feel like this is a happy story about giving, because Shells, his was to his daughter. You know what I'm saying? The story was dedicated to his daughter, so it could be you giving your all to your child, or you giving your all to your passion, or you giving your all to whatever just doesn't really owe you anything to give to your daughter or to give to your child. Your child doesn't owe you shit when you
Hmm.
give it anything. So whatever you feel, you and in the equivalent exchange is that the equivalent exchange in that is the desire and the want and the love to just give straight up.
Hmm.
So it could be interpreted as both, honestly, because I've got songs where where it sounds horrible to give, but then I got songs where it sounds like, where it feels rewarding to give.
Yeah. No, that's fascinating. And like this album especially is something that highlights a degree of like introspection and a degree
Oh
of
yeah.
vulnerability that I don't know is maybe necessarily apparent when someone will maybe first press play on your music because the outward presentation of like your flow and your delivery, it's brash confidence, it's energetic as hell. Your presentation is just like of like very like traditional masculinity, if I use that word. But like
Yeah.
you subvert what people I think maybe expect in a really cool way because you're so open and honest about your emotions. You're very unafraid. And I think
Yeah,
you expand that in a way you've never before done on this record, where I feel like
definitely.
you're so keenly in touch. There's so many like genuinely tender, sobering moments. Like, what made you comfortable tapping in to that vulnerability more this time around? And was there anything, that inspired you to push more deeper and into more personal lyrical territory on the new album?
It was just where I was mentally during uh, writing it. I just, it was just how I felt, and I try to write how I feel. Whenever I sit down, I be like, sometimes when I write, I be like, man, I'm fucking weird. Like, God, kid, like, if I'm in the studio with Frank and that nigga, it's like, I remember when we was in London and this nigga pulled out the fucking the mic and shit, and Quelle was there and they setting up, and the nigga Frankie look over to me and goes, "You gonna rap?" And I go, "Oh, all right, I'll rap." And I could pin some shit in 30 minutes. Some stupid shit. I can't wait till that joke come out. Um, but when it's like me at the crib and I'm on my creative process of shit, I'll light a candle. I'll turn all the lights off in the crib. I'll make sure my crib is spotless. Be fresh out the shower. I'll make sure I got like 10 rolled up, and I'll just kind of just get into it. I just was like, yo, fuck it. This is just how I feel. This is just where I am at the moment, in my mind, in my life, and in time and in space. And this is just the the energy that I'm currently engulfed in. And yeah, sometimes, like I said when I was talking to Dylan, I was like, yo, it would just be times where my mind will just take the fuck over. Like, it's times where I'll write a song and I'm in complete awe of what I've written. And a lot of times it's just me just letting go, dog. And just, I ain't gonna lie, as wild as I be on shit, it be shit I be like, yeah, I can't say that. Like I always say, like I'll never cross that line. I'll stand right on that bitch though.
Mm.
I'll stand right on it though. And it just be times where I just, I let go and I ain't really got no control over what's about to be said. I just let my mind go, and I let my fingers type in them, because that's what I write in my notepad. Some niggas write like with a pen and shit, but I use my notes on my iPhone,
Mm.
and I fuck with that too because it tells me like the date I started it and the time and all of that. Like, and it'll always be like 2 in the morning or like 12, some shit like that. Uh, but I don't know. That's just where my mind went with this bitch, and especially with the. Because it's weird how I come up with a title.
Was that the first thing that like, did you come up with the theme and the title before writing, or was it kind of
Nah,
after?
it's always every title is always like kind of like in the middle of it. It's well, or like see, the in the middle or during me writing it, or right at the very beginning, or like I remember when I came up with I don't give a fuck about this rap shit. I'm gonna just drop it. So I don't feel like it anymore. I was literally just talking to this nigga Khalil and that nigga Nick. And I was like, yo, nigga, I was like, nigga, I don't even know what the fuck I'm gonna call this shit. I don't fuck around call this shit. I don't give a fuck about this. Nah, it was uh, get the fuck off my deck. That's what
Yeah,
it was. Damn,
yeah.
fuck. I remember that. Yeah, it was just a conversation. I was like, yo, I'll fuck around call this shit. Get the fuck off my dick. Just, you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, yo, that don't kind of sound cool. Okay. let's go, let's do it. And
That's
then it went from
funny.
there. So sometimes it's just me. Like I try to be abstract, but your abstract gotta make sense, my nigga. You can't throw the coffee at the easel and be like, yo, yo, fuck and da 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 da. Nah, nigga, you know what I mean? So it's an intention and it's a thought and it's more so me just leaning on whatever emotion that I'm in at that moment. Um I hate my life. It was hated my life at that moment. And I got tired of people telling me not to, because from their perspective, I was just so blessed.
Mm.
Get the fuck off my dick. That niggas was just dick eating. Those sucker niggas. Always trying to just be a leash. You know what I'm saying? Attack of the Future Shock. That's why, on Attack of the Future Shock, I called the first song, what was it, Derailed? Because I was derailed from my initial thought process of an album. You know what I'm
Yeah, it
saying?
was
That was
Detour. It was
something.
Detour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
detour. Fuck, detour. Fuck. But yeah, because I was, just it felt like a different path that I went down
Mm.
when in my pursuit of trying to succeed in this music shit. It just felt like I went down a different road, a different path, and after that. You know what I'm saying? It just every like I always say, every album is like lore to me. You can always trace them back. I try to just revert back to my lore. I try to look at myself like GTA, nigga.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like you gotta be your own lore. You have to be your own story, and you have to um revert back to your past self sometimes to be able to go forward. How you gonna know where you going if you don't know where you been and you don't know where the fuck you at? So
Yeah, yeah, and you have that like I really do think the direction you took this was just super fascinating and like you got some lines like the love don't cost a thing except for everything I bought in exchange to
it's
facilitate
a
like
self
that
tape.
was the one where I was like,
Yeah.
damn, that's genius. That's so real. That's so
Yeah.
fucking real. And it just fits with that headspace that you were clearly in, which was just, exploring your this kind of whole idea of unconditional love and really expanded on it. And production wise, this record I wouldn't say is like a complete change of pace for you, but I do feel like you emphasize like these like grand soaring instrumentals like on Fuck Baby, like the
Mhm.
soulful choir gospel influence was showing through. Like how did you want that experience like musically for listeners to be like on this album?
I wanted that shit to feel like the motherfucking world ending. I wanted it to feel like the tree has grown so out of control that now it's just sucking the life force out of the whole planet. Like I wanted you to be able to see the tree from space, if that makes sense. Like I wanted the production to embody how enormous the tree is, the scale of the tree. This ain't no little tree. I'm talking about this tree. It reaches a whole different stratosphere as far as where its leaves are and where it peaks at. I just wanted to embody the enormousness of the tree and just how tall it stands. I wanted the production to sound like the end of the world. I wanted each song to sound like whatever emotion that I had at the time that I made it. You know what I'm saying? So I think we did that really well. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I think, me and Khalil, shouts out that nigga Sid, um, shouts out Cam, man, shouts out that nigga Clancy. I'm appreciative of all production that is that I'll say is gifted to me, because every beat that I get, I be feeling like that motherfucker meant for me. So I don't even be looking at it like a nigga sent me a beat or he gifted that motherfucker to me, he rapped it, put the bow on that bitch and was like, yo, sup, You know what I'm saying? So um, whether it was a beat that was sent to me or whether it was me and this nigga Khalil sitting in the crib, uh, watching Love and Hip Hop, smoking uh, mad weed, and just throwing sounds up and seeing what works and what sticks and what makes sense and what doesn't. So, hell yeah,
Yeah, you did
we
a great job with that.
stitch
Like,
that motherfucker together for sure. Thank you.
and like, so you mentioned earlier, like, if we look in the future now, you said you were in the process of working on another new album. What's like the stage of that? Is it still like, have you even started recording any of it, or is you just writing?
I mean,
You don't need to say too much
I
about
ain't
it if
gonna,
you
I
don't
ain't
want
gonna
to.
lie,
Yeah.
man. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, is it gonna? It's not gonna come out anytime soon, though, right? Or is it like, or maybe will it?
Mm,
Okay.
mm, but those who know don't tell, and those who tell don't know. I'm in here right now. I'm in here with Khalil Blue. I'm in here with I'm in here with Mixed by Mooch, man, my
Hey.
engineer. We in here, we getting to it, man. I'll say that. We working right now. I'll when this joint cut off, I'll show you some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You let me
I'd
know
love
this
to
shit.
hear it. I'd love to hear
I'll
it.
show you some funky shit, man. I got some fucking shit, dude.
That's awesome. And
um,
like you have I was actually gonna ask you if you're ever gonna put out like merch, like vinyl and shit. And I actually noticed like a couple days ago on some stores it's out, like the new album. Is that like what's that look like? Because I don't think there's too many available right now.
I got some shit coming to the point where I'm like, I'm just, I'm working so much. I feel like I don't know what niggas think that I be fucking doing, but I be doing so many shit. Like I said, my mind is it's running at a million. It's a million me's in my brain. But
Mm.
so for the new album, I don't have those right now. But we're gonna do something like this.
A
So this is, you know what I'm saying, the last album. I don't give a fuck about this rap shit.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Oh shit. That's fucking crazy.
Let's make this the motherfucking the shit, the little picture.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, man, we got some crazy shit coming, man. I'm working as hard as I can and as diligently and intentionally as I can. And trying to every day be the best me I could possibly be and just put out the best shit, make the best shit and just do it with so much love and care and intent. So definitely got some merch coming, some really cool shit coming, some real good collectible shit, man. Some shit you can get to your kids, my nigga. So real
Wow.
shit
Okay. That's
for sure.
crazy. Yeah,
I'm talking about some real.
you got such great album arts all the time. Like they're so vivid. Like it's made for vinyl, for t-shirts and all that
Yeah,
shit, you know?
got some right now. I'm like that. Like I said, they coming.
Okay.
I just be so I be trying to just I'm so involved in every fucking thing, so I'll be just trying to um make sure everything is curated
Mm.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Because I love this shit so much, so I just want to give my best with whatever I present.
Hmm.
Definitely,
That's great. And are you going to be doing any live shows at any point in the future?
hell yeah,
Because man, I'm seeing you
yeah,
rap live in front of me. Like
yeah,
you didn't even stutter. You didn't even lose your breath. Like
yeah, man,
I have no doubt that would be crazy.
yeah, definitely going to rock some shows real soon, but definitely be you know doing shit with my brothers Quelle. My brother Frank definitely gonna be rocking shows. Definitely gonna be doing some L shit. So
You guys got to
I'm
come to
excited.
Toronto. Come to Toronto if
Yo,
you can.
for sure,
Yeah.
man. Definitely. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to do all of those things. Like sometimes I be feeling like I sometimes I forget how long I've been here for because every time I drop an album, and I always feel like a new artist. Like I always feel like I'm because it's still just so much like I haven't done, and it's still so much that I'm just um pacing myself with,
Mm-hmm.
and just I guess I don't know if I could call it being overly calculated, but just trying to put the pieces together all the time. That's why I got the little puzzle pieces in the back. It's like it's on my brain be. It just I'm always trying to just put pieces together.
No, I relate to that. I'm very much similar in that way. And like, it's just exciting seeing like, you're a new artist with every record, but I feel like people are continuing to like really appreciate what you do. This new record's gotten like a ton of acclaim from
Yeah,
fans, critics alike, and I just feel like
yeah,
you
definitely.
you just occupy a very specific lane in hip hop, and like you scratch this very specific itch that I just don't think I can get anywhere else. So,
Yeah,
just like thanks for
thank you.
doing what you do, and thanks for coming on the show. This was fucking
Listen,
awesome, being so candid. It's especially my 200th, like this means a lot to bless the
had to do
mic.
it. Had to make it. Had to do it, man. Had to make it special, man. So
Yeah.
I'm appreciative to be doing shit like this. Like I always say, I'm thankful. At the end of the day, um, I'm a child. I'm a child of hip hop. This shit raised me, and I'm appreciative to be contributing to it in any way, shape, or form. I love this shit dearly, and it means the world to me to be a participant in it for sure. First and foremost, and beginning, middle, and end of every day, my nigga. I just love this shit, dog. Straight up. Like a lot of this
Appreciate
shit.
appreciate it. Thanks, man.
No problem, bro.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Rap Music Plug podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and want to not only support the show, but join the fastest growing community of like-minded indie rap fans, go to patreon.com, search for the Rap Music Plug podcast, and become a patron. You will gain access to an exclusive patron-only Discord that me and 70 plus people engage with on the regular, as well as other patron-only benefits such as exclusive access to the iconic RMPP listening parties, album recommendations, and much more. So if you have any questions about any of the Patreon stuff, or just want to keep tabs on the show, interact with me on rap music and all the great stuff that we can talk about, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at rapmusicplugpod, or shoot me an email at qlctv.podcast@gmail.com. You can also rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify as well. But that's enough self-promotion for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.